Brought to you by Penguin.
Ivy Lane. Written by Cathy Bramley, read by Colleen Prendergast. The moral right of the author has been asserted. Allotment. Allotment. Noun. 1. A plot of land rented by an individual for growing vegetables or flowers, often occupied by a variety of delightful characters who also enjoy baking, gossiping, and matchmaking. Synonyms: plot, garden, home. Spring. Chapter 1. I did up my coat, pulled on a woolen beret, and wrapped an excessively long scarf around my neck until only my nose and eyes were left bare. Anyone would be forgiven for thinking that I was trying to exit my new little terraced house incognito. But I wasn't. There was no need. No one knew me anyway. It was the thing I loved most about it. Apart from the original tiled fireplace in the front room, that was unexpectedly pretty. Here in Kingsfield, a small market town on the edge of Derbyshire, I could start afresh. Although I had only moved a paltry 20 miles, the simple joy of not facing pitying smiles and awkward silences would make a huge improvement to my life. I was sure of it. The front door was sweet too, with its stained glass panel. I hadn't noticed it when I came to view the house. That particular December day had whizzed by in a blur. I'd arrived for an interview at All Saints Nursery and Infant School with low expectations for my chance of success, and somehow was offered the job on the spot. I called in to the local estate agents on a whim, and was shown details of a highly desirable property ideal for Madam's needs. 10 minutes later, I was viewing it. The decor was dated, the kitchen was tiny, and the bathroom tiles were held on with mildew, but it was only 5 minutes from school, and I liked that it was such a clear, empty space. There had also been a leaflet poking out from the letterbox, advertising vacant allotment plots, which was when inspiration had struck. Serendipitous, to say the least. I've probably spent longer choosing a takeaway. As I held the front door open, I steered my bicycle carefully over the front step, past the remaining packing cases, taking care not to further damage the hall wallpaper after yesterday's unfortunate accident with an angle-poised lamp, and stared at the sky. If James was here. My eyes welled up with instant tears, and my step faltered. I really had to stop beginning my thoughts with that phrase, but as it was New Year's Day, I let myself off this once. But if James was here, he would look up at the clouds and say, "Ah, cumuli cirili," or something similar. Perfect conditions for a 10-mile stint up a hazardous mountain path. But, as he wasn't here, I would have to settle for simply knowing that the sky was an encouraging shade of blue, and the clouds the merest of gossamer wisps. As New Year's days went, it was not bad at all. I glanced back at the row of coat pegs in the hallway, and decided against wearing my yellow high-vis waistcoat. I would be home before it got dark, and, in all honesty, although my personal road safety was of paramount importance, it really did clash with my coat. I have some standards. My cycle helmet was a must, though, I decided, forcing it on over my beret. I mounted the saddle, pocketed my front door key, and pushed off, glad for once of the padding on my rear end, the result of sitting on it for a year and feeling sorry for myself. Onwards and upwards, Tilly, as my dear old mum would say. Although I didn't quite have my bearings yet, I was pretty sure of the way. Ivy Lane Allotments was less than a 2-minute cycle from Wellington Street, where I lived. In fact, I could have walked. But these days I went everywhere I could by bike. I had learned that cycling past people with a cheery wave was far preferable to having to stop.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?